Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Wacky and Weird Wednesday, and boy, do we have a lot of weird and wacky stories for you today. This is Before Coffee, the father and daughter comprehensive news of planet Earth podcast, where we look at the news stories 10 to 15 minutes before we start without any caffeine in our bodies. So, let's look at these headlines for today. Today on Before Coffee, octopuses form hunting packs with fish, but sometimes sucker punch their comrades. And scammers accused of defrauding Spanish women of 325,000 euros by posing as Brad Pitt.
We have snow in Johannesburg, South Africa, and a pair of youths take a subway on a joyride.
Nike and Sky adverts banned for using dark pattern tactics.
And that's a lot of bull. We got them rounding up bulls in Massachusetts and pythons in Florida.
A cult? Try upstairs. Inside the world's weirdest library, now open to the public.
And it's National Daughters Day, September 25th, 2024 on Before Coffee.
That's right. For peoples out there, it's Daughters Day. So celebrate
Daughters Day.
Daughters. I don't know what that is because I don't have any.
Daughter. Having a daughter, being a daughter. You are a daughter.
I are a daughter. I are a daughter.
You are. Indeed.
Okay, well, before we talk about that, let's talk about octopuses, or octopi, or octopods, depending on all of those are actually the right way to describe this animal, and how they're a bit wacky there in the ocean floor. This is by Rachel Funelli on IFI Science. Mixed species hunting pack comprised of octopuses and fish have been observed working together in the wild to improve predation successes. It's been thought that the brainy octopuses would naturally lead the pack, but new research suggests that the chain of command may be more complicated than that. Hunting with fish is a particularly curious behavior for a day octopus, Octopus cyaneae, as these animals are typically solitary. However, the loner mentality seems to go out the window when it's time to hunt, as they sometimes team up with a range of fish species, including goatfish and groupers. To find out what the group dynamics are like in these hunting packs, a team of researchers went out on scuba diving expeditions in the Red Sea. Here, they were able to track 13 different groups amounting to over 120 hours of dive time data. Observing these hunts underwater was truly mesmerizing. So much was going on simultaneously right before our eyes. Study co-author Dr. Simon Giggins of the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior told IFL Science, "It felt really lucky to witness this." Finding them was the trickiest part, since octopus tend to hide when they initially see us. But after a while, we developed a really good feel for it. We usually spotted the fish first. If you know how these fish normally behave, you quickly detect that something is going on when all of these different species are sitting together, awkwardly, looking in the same direction. Usually this means there's an octopus nearby. From analyzing the data, it appears that different key decisions were being made by different group members. For example, when deciding where the hunting pack should go, the goatfish seemed to step up to the plate, specializing in environmental exploration. Meanwhile, octopus was more likely to lead the group when it came to deciding if and when the group should move in on their prey. There's a picture of just a bunch of different fish hanging out with an octopus as it stands there on its rock. Observing these hunts underwater was truly mesmerizing. This kind of teamwork could be beneficial as the goatfish speeds up the process of finding prey, while the octopus can noodle its way into any hidden space to catch it. It narrows down the available options more speedily and can make it easier to identify the best options. Working together had a good influence on hunting outcomes for the group members, by increasing the chance of success compared to when the respective species hunted alone. However, it wasn't all teamwork and harmony between octopuses and fish. Octopuses are famously punchy, perhaps unsurprising given, their entire body. It seems that they put their fisticuffs to good use when hunting alongside fish, as they were observed displacing some members of the pack by punching them away. Similarly, there was beef among some fish. Oh, I thought there would be some fish among some fish. As the team observed the displacing... It's so funny to use the term beef against fish. As the team observed them displacing each other by darting towards one another. Whether the animals were cooperating or competing appears to be influenced by the group makeup. And punching as means of regaining control is a remarkable interspecies feedback mechanism for the day octopus, which is usually a solitary creature. Given octopuses are invertebrates, it's an unexpectedly high level of flexibility for working with different species, and demonstrates how a system of classical leadership isn't a good way to describe the complex interaction seen among interspecies hunting groups, in which leaders can adopt the roles of either stimulating and inhibiting movement. So, an efficient way to hunt, sorry, you can't see how it's spelled, an efficient way to hunt is you don't mind the old sucker punch. This study was also published in the Journal of Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. If you have access to academic journals, if you want to read the whole study. So that was from Rachel with that terrible pun at the end. So I think it's really interesting. Yeah, interspecies hunting. I wonder if this is because as humanity causes more climate change and destroys the ecological environment of the ocean, that more and more species have to work together to get food because food is getting harder and harder to come by. That's my theory anyways, as a non-scientist. In the world of scammer news, this happened yesterday, or was on the news yesterday on the 24th of September, on the Irish Examiner. One woman, based in northern Spain, told police she had been conned out of 150,000 euros. 5 people have been arrested in Spain, accused of defrauding 2 women of a total of 325,000 by posing as Hollywood actor Brad Pitt online. In a statement, Spain's Guardia Civil said the suspects contacted the women via fan page for the Oscar winner. Posing as the actor, the scammers then encouraged the women to invest their money in various bogus commercial projects and manipulated them with the promise of a romantic relationship. Just give me 10,000 and we can go on a date together. Spanish police were first alerted to the case in August 2023 when they were contacted by a woman from Andalusia who had fallen victim to a scam. A second woman, based in the Basque Country in northern Spain, also came forward saying she had been conned out of 150,000 euros. Police described the targets of the scams as vulnerable. They said the cyber criminals had studied their targets' social media profiles and manipulated them through text and WhatsApp conversations with a conversation script. God damn it, AI again takes us. Yeah, that's the scariest thing. You could have all of the cyber security ever, but the weakest cyber security is social engineering. That's right. Look for the perfect target who's lonely, loves Brad Pitt, and has a lot of money, and next thing you know, you have made 300K. Spanish police have raided 5 homes. That's illegal, by the way. Don't do that. We advise you here on Before Coffee, do not defraud people of their money because you can manipulate them. Spanish police have raided 5 homes as part of their operation, targeting the cyber criminals, seizing mobile devices, bank cards, 2 computers, a ledger in which pre-scripted phrases used by fraudsters to deceive their victims were recorded. Oh, I see. So they basically recorded Brad Pitt's lines and then said them. It's like, oh, that's him. That's Brad Pitt. It's a line from, I don't know. I can't think of a movie he was in right now. The 5 suspected scammers were taken into custody in Andalusia. Sorry?
Fury, the one with the, where's he, tank commander?
Oh, yeah.
Fury.
I was going to say Benjamin Button. I think that was Brad Pitt, right? Benjamin Button?
Yeah. Yes. Inglourious Bastards.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
in
totally.
Thelma and Louise. He was in Thelma and Louise. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He was in that movie about Fight Club. He was in Fight Club. Yeah.
Fight Club, hell yeah.
So they're taken to custody in Andalusia on Monday, which was the 22nd of September. Sorry, that's not right. The 23rd of September. 2 of those arrested are reportedly the leaders of the group of cyber criminals. So there's 10 others who are being investigated as part of a police probe. So there's around 10 people. Even with 10 people splitting 300, you get 30K. That's probably a lot for a lot of them. 85,000 euros of the money stolen has so far been recovered from accounts originating in the Spanish provinces of Almeria, Malaga, Vizcaya, Barcelona, Granada, Madrid, Huelva, and Seville. Why didn't they just, if I was going to scam people, right? Yet again, we do not advise you to scam and fraud people. I would put that in an offshore account somewhere. But I guess maybe they didn't have access to that. And that was their first mistake. Is they don't even get to keep the money they frauded, I guess. But that's it.
You get to keep it.
Yeah, that's the story.
Your gut and booty.
So if Brad Pitt contacts you, or any celebrity contacts you, you better ask them on social media somewhere.
Have your guard up.
Yeah, very unlikely it's happening. It does happen.
Ask yourself.
Because famously, the singer Moon 5 was messaging some chick on Instagram, and it was really him because those messages were leaked, and everyone was like, "Really, dude? You're cheating on your wife with some 16-year-old, or not 16, 20-year-old on Instagram?" Yeah, like, really embarrassing. But it does happen. But you should definitely make sure that you don't give them money. Just don't. You don't need to give Brad Pitt money. Brad Pitt doesn't need money. Okay.
Put yourself in a celebrity's place for a second. Would they be talking to you? Come on. They got better things to do, don't they?
Those are my stories.
Right. It takes a lot of work to stay in Brad Pitt shape. You don't have time for common, ordinary humans. All right. A segue from a famous celebrity to nothing to do with famous celebrities. So awkward segue. We're going to talk about the planet and the weird weather on this weird Wednesday. This is actually from over the weekend from South Africa, from France24.com. Interestingly enough, is the link I chose. Roads are closed and motorists are stranded on Saturday following unusually heavy snowfall in South Africa. The N3 highway connecting Johannesburg and Durban was particularly affected, with emergency services trying to reach people in their vehicles in portions where the road had been closed. Unusually heavy snowfall caused major disruptions to South Africa's road Saturday, with people still stranded at midday after spending the night stuck in their vehicles. The key N3 highway linking Johannesburg and the east coast city of Durban was one of the worst affected, and several portions were closed, with even detours impassable, officials says. Emergency services were working to reach people in their vehicles, but it was still not clear how many were affected and what conditions they were in. N3 toll concession operators manager Thania Doogra told the ENCA broadcaster. Emergency services have been working flat out through the night. They have been attempting to reach as many roads users as they can, Doogra said. Blankets and meals have been delivered to some stranded motorists, the government of KwaZulu-Natal province said in the statement at midday. Trucks had been parked on the side of the road since Friday. Road Traffic Management Corporate Communications Director Simon Zwane told AFP. Buses traveling between provinces have been stuck at petrol stations for around 7 hours. Motorist Mohammed Ghulam told the Newsroom Africa channel that he had spent the night in his car with his children outside the town of Harrismith, around 270 kilometers southeast of Johannesburg. Over 13 hours of food supplies out. I don't see us managing to drive out of here without any assistance from emergency personnel, he said. Some areas had seen up to 2 meters or 6 feet of snowfall. The Arrive Alive Road Safety Campaign said in a post on social media. More snow is expected, with the second highest orange warnings in place for several parts of the country. South African Weather Services forecaster Luthando Masamini told AFP, "Is an extreme case," he said. "Away from the danger areas, the rare phenomenon drew people excited to see the snow." Justin Nadassim Baker drove for 3 hours from Johannesburg with his family to Warden, about 50 kilometers from Harrismith. It was a 3-hour drive. We are excited. It's been many, many years since we saw snow. Of course, Johannesburg is only 26 degrees south of the equator, which is, we figured out yesterday, is the same degrees north as Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which never gets snow. Of course, Fort Lauderdale, Florida is on between an ocean and a gulf, so it's probably not going to get. There's nowhere snow to generate. The water's too hot. But anyway, this is bizarre for Johannesburg, South Africa. They don't get snow that often. It is a early spring in Johannesburg. And in other weird news, police say a pair of took a New York City subway train on a Joyride and crashed it. They arrested one teen. This is from AP News. This is a little bit older. This happened late last week. Police have arrested a teen girl, they said, took an empty New York City subway train on a brief joyride before they crashed it and fled. They were looking for a male companion they believe was also pictured on the train. Surveillance photos released by the New York Police Department on Tuesday showed one person dressed up all in pink, including a pink shower cap, and another in a blue tank top. Police arrested the 17-year-old girl Wednesday around noon. They have charged her with criminal mischief and reckless endangerment. The pair boarded an unoccupied train at the Briarwood subway station in Queens just after midnight on September 12th and somehow got it running, police said.
Wow.
They crashed it into another parked train and ran, police said.
Okay, not wow.
It was unclear how much damage the prank caused. No injuries were reported. Yeah. Don't leave the keys in your unattended subway train.
Maybe they don't
There's
even
your
have
quick
keys.
story on that. I'm sorry?
Maybe they don't even have keys.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
there's
probably
just
just some code, right?
Yeah, maybe there's a button or
I don't
something.
Seems easy to start, though, if a 17-year-old and some anonymous guy can figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's a weird short story for today. Back to you.
Okay. Then let's look at...
And I'll be sending you a video.
Oh, you got a video?
I did
Okay.
send it to you. Okay. I did. I sent you one.
Alrighty. And I'll look at that after my story. Okay. So my story is going to be about... I didn't lose it. Nike! Nike and Sky adverts are being banned in the UK. This is from Manchester Evening News by Neil Shaw. Adverts for Nike and Sky have been banned for using so-called dark pattern tactics designed to lead customers to unintentionally spend money. Why they're using weird tactics to get people to spend money, I don't know. I guess they're not getting enough money for their shoes. In the case of Nike, the footwear giant advertised a shoe at a low price, causing customers to click through only to find that it was for a children's size. Oh, okay, I see. What the? See, this is why this is a weird story. That's such a weird thing to do. While Sky did not make it clear that the free trial for Now TV would automatically renew with a charge unless cancelled. I hate that. That's my least favorite free trial, where they don't let you, like, they're not going to tell you that your free trial's ended, and they just charge you instantly. That's why I never sign up with anything that asks for a credit card first. Free trial, no, don't ask me for my credit card.
For?
Huh?
It's like what I got charged for the other day. Remember when we rented bikes last year? And I think it was Hamburg.
Donkey or whatever?
Yeah, that place charged me. That place charged me a $5 annual fee the other day.
Well,
anyway,
I guess I'll go. I guess I'll give me the app and I'll go to Berlin or something and use it. Annual fee.
There you go.
The Advertising Standards Authority (ASA) said both rulings were part of a wider work investigating online choice architecture (OCA), which has also come under scrutiny by the Competition and Markets Authority. Concerns around OCA or how retailers sell to customers online, including price, transparency in product information, hidden fees, and so-called drip pricing, as well as fake and misleading reviews. Nike's ad, which appeared on the sole supplier's Twitter account in December featured an image of a pair of trainers and the caption, "Now just 26 euros at Nike," followed by exploding head and a black heart emoji. The ASA, which understood the product was intended for older children and limited to a UK size 36. Wait, what size do I wear? Shit, I could have bought that. 26 bucks for Nike. I have child's feet, so hey. Investigated the ad over concerns it misled shoppers. Nike said the ad was created and published by the sole supplier without any input or oversight from it, but it did not believe it was misleading, arguing a reasonable customer would assume there would be some limitation on the item, such as availability of sizes. Yeah, whatever. The ASA noted there was nothing in the ad to indicate to consumers that the trainers were intended for older children or that they were available in limited adult sizing, while the now just 26 pound caption alongside the exploding head emoji reinforced the impression they were intended for adults. Yeah, because kids' shoes are usually cheaper because kids go through shoes faster. The ASA said, "We consider the text and emoji implied that the advertised price was a significant discount against the usual selling price of the trainers. We therefore considered that the consumer would click through the website and expect to be able to purchase a pair of adult trainers at an advertised price." A website for Now TV in December directed consumers to options for buying a subscription, which the ASA investigated over concerns free trials were automatically added to the basket and would auto-renew at a monthly charge unless cancelled. Sky UK, trading as Now, said a consumer who had selected the membership option would be fully informed they were adding cinema and Boost free trials to their basket, and they would auto-renew for a fee after the free trials ended. So it's not just that they were buying like access to Sky UK and then getting charged because they had a free trial. They're getting a free trial of 2 Boosts, right? Oh, look, you get more access to movie channels or more access to whatever. And then when those free trials would end, they would, be additional fee on their bill. So instead of paying, I don't know, $100 for your TV, suddenly you're paying $125. Where is this extra $25 coming from? However, Sky also said it would be carrying out user experience testing on their online customer journeys, specifically in relation to concerns raised by ASA. The ASA said it understood each free trial would automatically renew at a monthly charge, specifically £6 for Boost and $9.99 for cinema, unless they were cancelled within the free trial period. That's the problem with this. I hate that stuff, man, so much. It's happened to me too. I can't remember what it's happened to me with, but it's just annoying because life happens. 14 free day trial. 14 is only 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since you'd started it, and now you're being charged for it. It acknowledged conditions were stated at the bottom of the 2 boxes detailing each of the streaming packages, but said they were in smaller font and less prominent color and away from the references to the free trials and below the button to proceed, increasing the likelihood that consumers would miss the information, which is why this is bad. They didn't make it obvious. As they said it, put it in the small text, and then, oh wow, you didn't see that? You didn't read every single small thing on the website? The ASA concluded, because the text outlining the significant conditions of the free trial was not clear in either size or clarity of font and did not immediately follow the reference to free trials, we concluded that the ad was misleading. A spokeswoman for Now said, "At Now, we are committed to providing our customers with a personalized viewing experience. While we believe that the choice ultimately rests with the consumer, we would love them to keep paying us an absorbent amount of money." No, just kidding. "We respect the ASA's decision and will implement necessary changes to our sale process." I love that. "We believe the choice ultimately rests with the consumer. Starting this week, we will trial a new customer membership self-select checkout process to better understand what our customers need." They need you to not be filing them more charges because of a free trial. That's what they need. But there's your story about companies trying to get away with, I guess, also scamming their customers. And, it's not illegal, but it's a bad tactic, a bad advertising tactic that they just don't want to allow. They don't want that in their society. The UK does not want people doing this, so you've got to punish them for it, or else they're just going to do it, and more victims of these bad practices will come forth.
prying money from people. Getting people to spend the money they don't have on things they don't need.
Yeah.
That's what advertising is.
Only because they think they're getting it for really cheap, and then they're not.
Oh my God. I need that, and I need it now. So we segue in.
Yep. Let's go.
I'm sorry? What'd you say?
I said, yeah, let's do the segue. Sorry, we have a delay.
Okay, I was hanging there for a second. Okay. All right. From that on to another bad seg to snakes. That's right. AP News is from AP News. Stephanie Matat. Grand prize winner removed 20 Burmese pythons from the Wild in Florida challenge. It's official. The Florida Python Challenge this year has a winner. The $10,000 grand prize went to Ronald Kiger, who removed 20 Burmese pythons from the Florida Everglades during a 10-day hunt.
Wow.
Which was meant to bring awareness. Excuse me. It was cream soda this morning. Which was meant to bring awareness to the threat that these pythons pose to the ecosystem. Last year, he was the direct runner-up to the grand prize winner. Dude likes collecting snakes. I say let him have it. Have fun. Why just have a contest? Pay him to do it year-round, right? Representatives from Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission announced Kiger's win on a Tuesday morning meeting in Duck Key. This is actually from last week, so we're updating a story from late last week. Representatives from Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission announced Kiger's win on a Tuesday morning meeting in Duck Key. This year, more than 800 people from 33 states and Canada participated in the challenge, and hunters removed 195 Burmese pythons from the wild. The rest of the prize money was divided amongst the competitors in the contest's 3 categories: novice, professional, and military. Donna Khalil was 1 python away from a tie with Kiger. Khalil, a contractor with the South Florida Water Management District, got a $2,500 prize for catching 19 pythons in the professional category. Also in the professional category, Marcos Rodriguez caught 16 pythons for a prize of $1,500, and Quentin Archie won a $1,000 prize for catching the longest python in this category at 8 feet 11 inches.
Ooh, that is a big one.
That's a big old python.
It was eating all the rats in the swamp.
Yeah, well, you get them while they're young, because they're going to just destroy your ecosystem by just eating everything they can consume.
I mean, it's in the name.
Thomas
They're Burmese.
Hobbs
They shouldn't be there. You know?
Yeah, they're no natural predators. They're brought in by idiots with, oh, this will make a great pet. Oh, wait, it's a terrible pet. Let it loose in the Everglades. Thomas Hobbs won $2,500 for leading the novice category by catching 16 Burmese pythons, while Dennis Crum caught the longest python in this category and of the entire competition at 9 feet 11 inches. So it was an entire foot over the professionals. So novices doing well, which makes me think you don't have to be really great at this.
All you have to do is be brave.
Some kind of technique. You have to wrap around a stick.
Yeah, you just have to be brave, because you're running around in the Everglades. There's alligators out there. There's all sorts of other snakes. So you have to make sure you find the right snake and you grab it.
Carry around a syringe of muscle relaxer, right? A syringe of muscle relaxer.
That's allowed.
Injecting the snake when he tries wrapping around you. Jeff Lenz caught 5 pythons, including. I'm sorry?
I don't think that's allowed. A muscle relaxer.
Are you just laughing? Oh, okay. Jeff Lenz caught 5 pythons, winning $2,500 in the military category, and Antonio Ramos won $1,000 for catching the longest python in this group at 9 feet 7 inches. So the military category probably had fewer participants, I would think, because 5 won that. A challenge occurred in mid-August. Hunters were tasked with humanely killing the Burmese pythons and turning in the carcasses to any of the contest 3 check stations. So you're basically killing them. You're not just rounding them up.
Yeah.
That in fairness, that's what they were going to do when you caught them anyway. They had no real plans for these things. They're like, make boots out of them, maybe.
Yeah, they're not going to put them back to Burma.
The challenge wasn't just meant for hunters to win. Burmese python boots, and Nike could sell them. There you go. We could have tied that in. The new Nike Burmese python high tops. The new Air Jordans with python
I don't
skin.
think Nike makes high
I can
tops.
see it.
I don't.
I
I
should
hope
be in
not.
charge of marketing.
Now they do, I
People
guess,
should
with
be
the
starting
Burmese pythons.
Yeah. Start a python farm. Monty Python could tie into this somehow, perhaps. The challenge wasn't just meant for hunters to win the share of about. The challenge wasn't just meant for hunters to win the share of about $25,000 in prizes. It also served to raise awareness about the dangers of Burmese pythons, like how they affect the native snakes, can spread disease amongst native animals, and have high mercury levels that are dangerous for human consumption. And in case you felt like eating one.
We can't even eat pythons, man. Oh, everything sucks.
Doesn't make me hungry. Something about that doesn't make me hungry. It makes me like, God, it's a snake. It's bigger than me. Over 14,000 pythons have been successfully removed by FWC and South Florida Water Management District contractors since 2017, said Rondi Barreto, chairman of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, in a news release. The collective effort continues to have a direct positive impact on the Everglades and our native wildlife through removal and awareness. This year's competition was a bit smaller compared to last year. In 23, more than 1,000 hunters participated and 209 pythons were removed. Hunters contracted with the state's Wildlife Commission and the South Florida Water Management District work year-round to remove the invasive pythons from the wild. A female python can lay about 50 to 100 eggs at a time, which is why the competition is held during hatching season in August, according to the Wildlife Agency. About
and do all of those hatch?
22,000 pythons there. I don't think so, because they do. Alligators got to eat those eggs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, alligators got to be. Look at all them eggs, right?
Mercury.
And of course, there's other snakes. Yeah, and it kills. I don't know if alligators are going to die from mercury poisoning. I don't know. Are eggs going to have a lot of mercury? I wouldn't. I'm not a biologist. A female. We did that. According to the Wildlife Agency, about 22,000 pythons have been removed from the state since the year 2000. And from snakes in the swamp, we go to bulls in Massachusetts. This is from Ben Hooper from UPI.com. This is dateline to yesterday, so it's a recent story. The last of 8 bulls that escaped Sunday from a rodeo in Massachusetts were recaptured near the place where the saga began, firefighters said. The North Attleboro Fire Department said on social media that the bull, one of 8 to escape a rodeo at Emerald Square North Mall in North Attleboro Emerald Square Mall in North Attleboro was captured late Monday night. The bull had been located near the town's Walmart in the evening Monday, sparking a chase involving the fire department, North Attleboro Police, Massachusetts State Police Air Wing, Mass Environmental Police, the New England Rodeo, animal rescue groups, and volunteers. That's a lot of people around up one bull. I have to say, I've never went out looking for a lost bull. This is one from the books. Samantha Beckman with Wandering Paws K9 told WBZ-TV. The bovine took off running from Walmart, leading pursuers on a chase that came to end on Route 1 near the Emerald Square Mall, where the bull was lassoed and loaded onto a trailer. The circumstances of the 8 bulls' escape remain under investigation. The escape earned a sharp rebuke from animal rights group PETA. When bulls, who can be quite manageable and even gentle when not provoked, get the chance to escape being shocked with electric prods, wounded with sharp spurs, and slammed to the ground of rodeos, they take it as anyone else would. Now, there's no evidence that any of these things happened to any of these bulls. But PETA Executive Vice President Tracy Reedman is convinced that's what happened to these bulls. Okay. Rodeos put animal torment at center stage, and PETA urges people anywhere to stay away. Meanwhile, these bulls deserve to live. Okay. So PETA got a whole paragraph in that story. But, yeah, so rodeo bulls, I guess, are poorly treated. But again, they would be food otherwise. So I'm not exactly sure. There's three markets for a bull, right? The rodeo, food, or you can go be put out the stud. That's always fun. Although they don't actually get to meet any females, they stay in a pen and they get hormones, and it's kind of a weird thing. But anyway, they could be an animal husbandry, they call it, giving their specimens away. It's basically all the life a bull can have in this country. So there you go. Rodeo ain't half bad compared to those. But these ones are all rounded up, and there's your good news, that they're not running around Massachusetts where somebody could go, hey, look at all the free meat. I don't know. Back to you.
Rounding them all up. Okay, for our culture segment, this is some weird news. Literally weird. Get it? Because it's a library. Terrible. Okay, this is from The Guardian by Oliver Wainwright. A mysterious cosmic emblem hangs over the entrance to a building in Bloomsbury at the heart of London's University Quarter. Depicting concentric circles bound by intertwined arcs, it represents the four elements, seasons, and temperaments as mapped out by Isidore of Seville, a 6th century bishop and scholar of the ancient world, as well as the patron saint of the internet. What lies within is not a Masonic lodge, though, or the HQ of the Magic Circle, but the home of one of the most important and unusual collections of visual, scientific, and occult material in the world. Long off limits to passerby, the Warburg Institute has now been reborn after a £14.5 million transformation, with a mission to be more public than ever. We are essentially devoted to the study of what you would now call memes, says Bill Sherman, director of the Warburg. That's right, the Institute of Memes. To clarify, the Institute is not a repository of lolcats and doges, but a global cultural history and the role of images in society, with a dazzling collection ranging from 15th century books on Islamic astronomy to tomes on comics and divination, not to mention original paintings used for tarot cards, about which a show opens in January, and at least half the books can't be found in any other library in the country. The Institute was founded in Hamburg at the turn of the 20th century by pioneering German art historian Aby Warburg, whose work focused on tracing the roots of the Renaissance in ancient civilizations, mapping out how images are transmitted across time and space long before the algorithms of today's digital world. He drew unlikely connections between different epochs, regions, and media, putting his findings into a sprawling visual diagram of European art. Named the Bilderratals Menomycine, it was a kind of analog internet of photos, productions, and newspaper clippings pinned to boards comprising 1,000 images on 65 panels, each was 1 meter tall. Unsurprisingly, it was incomplete by the time of his death in 1929. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to map the entire history of European art. Unfortunately he died before he could finish it. That's okay, because Warburg hailed from a wealthy Jewish banking family. So, when the Nazis came to power in the 1930s, his institute, its staff, and most of its furniture were evacuated to Britain. Thank God for that, or else we wouldn't have this glorious history of European art. The organization, with its 60,000 books and 10,000 photographs, became part of the University of London, housed in a building designed by Charles Holden in the 1950s, where it has been ever since, but has never had much of a public face. It has been an essential resource for artists and scholars for decades, but few outside the rarefied ranks of researchers knew the Warburg was there. Man, why were they hiding it from us? I wanted to know about the weird stuff in there. I cycled past this building for years without knowing what was inside. I cycled past this building for years without knowing what was inside, said Elizabeth Flower of Hawthorne Tompkins, architects of the overhaul. Having worked on the transformation of the London Library and the V&A's Cloth Workers Centre, the architects were all placed to bring their knack for light touch surgical intervention here. Along with essential upgrades to heating, lighting, and energy performance, the project has given the Institute a public, museum-grade gallery for the first time, as well as a new auditorium, deftly inserted into the U-shaped courtyard to host public lectures, conferences, concerts, and films. Where once visitors were greeted with an off-putting glass screen and a security desk, a new welcoming entrance leads you through the gallery, where an opening exhibition charts the journey of the Institute alongside artist Edmund de Waal's Library of an Exile of books by exiled authors. Ooh, I wonder what cool books are in there. Maybe about witchcraft? Windows from the entrance foyer provide views down into the new archive reading room, giving a glimpse of the previously hidden inner workings of the Institute. And across the auditorium, which appears to float in the white-tiled courtyard illuminated by light wells either side. Conceived as the new heart of the place, the lecture theater is an atmospheric space, lined with warm timber ribs and topped with elliptical concrete roof light. Modeled on the original Warburg Bibliothek reading room in Hamburg, it was a hint of Dr. Strangelove, ready to host the High Council of Wizard Researchers. The ellipse was an important symbol for Warburg, representing concepts of freedom, continuous oscillation between thought and research. It's exactly the path our design process followed too, jokes Flower, recounting the endless circles of options they were considering before the complex 3D jigsaw of rearranging the Institute's spaces was resolved. Advice even came from Albert Einstein. A sketch he sent to Warburg, displayed in the exposition, shows his calculation of the elliptical orbit of Mars, on which the ceiling was based, adding a further celestial aura to the cosmic place. The scale of ambition of this meticulous revamp was in part prompted by a threat. In 2014, the Warburg made headlines when a long-running, costly legal battle with the University of London over the Institute's future reached High Court. Both sides declared victory, with the Warburg's independence and funding ultimately safeguarded by the ruling. In 2016, the university allocated £9.5 million for a basic refurbishment of the building, which was then increased by £5 million of fundraising, and the scope expanded to the present brief. So in total, they had almost £15 million for this refurbishment. The result makes Holden's building look better than ever. Suspended ceilings have been removed, blocked windows opened up, bringing natural light into the library, harmful rays safely filtered by UV film, and woodblock and terrazzo floors restored to their former glory. Flooded timber columns in the reading room are complemented by new sapele joinery that echoes Holden's style, while harsh strip lights have been replaced with in-keeping globes and the collection space extended to allow for at least 20 years of future growth. The expansion has also enabled the full reinstatement of Warburg's unique cataloging system, with 4 floors each dedicated to image, word, orientation, and action, uniting the various branches of history of human civilization, as his close collaborator Fritz Saxel put in, breaking culture free from the confines of its usual disciplinary silos. There are few other libraries in the world where you might open a drawer of photographs marked gestures to find thematic folders labeling fleeing, flying, falling, along with denudation of breast, grasping the victim's head, and garment raised to the eyes, grief. Warburg's unusual system might not have caught on elsewhere, but it still provides a powerful way for artists, writers, and researchers to make unexpected connections and pursue fertile tangents, preceding our world of swiping through hashtags, links, and recommendation feeds by a century. It's a building filled with literal magic, said novelist Naomi Alderman, who has spent much time writing here. A place to sit amid books that are almost definitely emanating auras of sorcery. On brief stroll through the shelves, I always find some new weird inspiration. The reading rooms themselves are still limited to card-carrying researchers, but through the new exhibition and event program, the public can finally get a taste of Warburg's weird and wonderful world themselves. So, if you ever find yourself in London, make sure to go down to University of London, and check out the Warburg building, where you can find all weird and occult things and the weirdly sorted library. That was just me. That was just my little tagline. On to this day in history.
Right on, this day in history. This day is September 25th. In the year 1066, wasn't that the same year as the Battle of Hastings or something like that?
I have no idea.
And 1066 in this day I think so. William of Normandy and so forth. 1066, Tostig, the Earl of Northumbria, and Harold III, King of Norway, were killed in an attempt to depose Tostig's brother, King Harold II of England. But I don't think he lasted much longer anyway. In 1711, Emperor Qian Long, whose 6-decade reign during the Qing dynasty was one of the longest in Chinese history, was born. So happy birthday to him. 1777, Philadelphia, then the American capital, was occupied by British forces during the American Revolution. In 1799, this day, André Massena, French nobleman and general under Napoleon, defeated Russian forces in the Second Battle of Zurich. 1929, jumping way ahead, 1929, Barbara Walters was born, American journalist who is especially known for her highly effective technique in the television interviews of world-renowned figures. So happy birthday to Barbara Walters. She would be turning 95 today. 1962, Sonny Liston became world heavyweight boxing champion with a first-round knockout of Floyd Patterson in Chicago. Sonny Liston, probably the hardest-hitting boxer ever. And Muhammad Ali somehow defeated a couple years later. In 1970, hostilities came to an end during Black September, the brief but violent civil war between Palestine Liberation Organization and Jordan. The PLO and Jordan. That came to an end. Black September. 2011, Kenyan politician and environmental activist Wangari Maathai died at the age of 71. She was the first Black African woman to win the Nobel Prize in 2004 for Nobel Peace Prize. 2016, Arnold Palmer died, who's a famous American golfer. He used unorthodox swing and an aggressive approach to become one of golf's most successful and well-liked stars. He died at the age of 87 on this day. Other featured event was Pacific Ocean sighted by Balboa. Yes, on this day, or 2 days later, in 1513, Spanish conquistador and explorer Vasco Núñez de Balboa, standing in the silent upon a peak in Darien on the Isthmus of Panama, became the first European to sight the Pacific Ocean, as far as we know. And he said, wow, look at all that water. I wonder where it goes. I don't know if he knew it was, did he go, hey, wow, that's the Pacific Ocean. I've been wondering about that. I don't know how that works. William Faulkner's birthday today is our featured biography. American writer from Mississippi. Wrote a lot of Mississippi stuff, romanticizing Mississippi. Which I clearly don't get because I've been to Mississippi. September 25th, he was born September 25th, 1897 in New Albany, Mississippi. Birthday tomorrow, it says here, but it's today. July 6th, 1962 is when he died in Valia, Mississippi at the age of 64. Other birthdays today. Dmitry Shostakovich, a Russian composer born in 1906. Michael Douglas, American actor and producer and son of Kirk Douglas, born in this day in 1944. Scottie Pippen, American basketball player born in 1965. Will Smith, American actor and musician and well-known slapper, born in 1968. The rapper who's also a slapper. In 1969 is also the birthday, the same, well, like, what? That's right. Will Smith, old Fresh Prince. Anyway, let's not go down that road. 1969, Catherine Zeta-Jones' birthday. So a year later, in the same day, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas are married. And they're exactly 25 years apart. Wow, there's not an age group there. Yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas are married, and they had the same birthday. Interesting. Well, not the same exact birthday, but they were born on the 25th, 25 years apart. That's interesting, huh?
Wow, yeah.
Also, it's National Day calendar. Catherine Zeta-Jones is younger than me. Married to Michael Douglas. I'm just staring at that going, wow, I didn't know she's that much younger. Anyway, days today. It's a lot of things today. It is National Research Administrator Day. That looks like a boring job, so you might want to appreciate them a little bit more. It's National Tune-Up Day, and that goes for everything in your house, your refrigerator, your car, your bike, whatever. Give it a tune-up. It's National Comic Book Day. That's kind of self-explanatory. You all know what comic books are. A lot of people like to read them. A lot of people just like to collect them and never read them. They just collect them, never open them, and just go, wow, I'm just going to be worth money someday. It's National Quesadilla Day.
Hell yeah.
Quesadilla.
Give me a tortilla, give me some cheese, and put that thing in a freaking, I don't know, toasty maker.
Cheese and tortilla. That's all you need.
Actually, I do have cheese and tortilla.
Heat source.
Tempting.
Quesadilla. It's also National Lobster Day. So you can
some lobster in a quesadilla. I want to try that. What's that going to be?
Don't overcook it, though. It's World Dense Breast Day. Now, women would know about this. I don't, but I guess it's a thing. Dense breasts. National Open the Magic Day, which
like you're just punching people with your breasts because they're so dense.
It's a condition. Music playing in my head again. Okay, thank you. Music playing in my head. I didn't hear anything you just said. What was that?
I'm just thinking dense breast is like you're punching people in the face with your breasts. They're so dense, right? You're just like, I got a black eye. It's about breast density. I have no idea the importance of screening and breast density, and it's basically for breast cancer stuff, mammograms. Dense breasts can hide both cancer and increase a woman's risk of developing breast cancer. So make sure your breasts aren't dense and you don't have cancer.
How do you know if they're dense?
I have no idea. I don't know.
It's also National something called Open the Magic Day.
Open the Magic.
And every year, September 25th, teachers and parents worldwide read a picture book or many to celebrate National Open the Magic Day. The National Day celebrates read-alouds, picture books, and love of reading, and students who struggle to find their
books
reading
are pretty
voice.
cool.
Picture books are for everyone, so get ready for your confetti moment. Of course, picture books that pop up are even better. Right?
Yeah, those are the best
pop-up
books.
Picture books.
I don't care what age you are; those are the best books.
Best. Yeah, they are. They're the best reading age for children that just don't give a crap about books, right? Get them interested because there's a lot to learn, and okay, here's how you spot somebody who didn't learn how to read at a young age. They end up voting for idiots. Because they can be talked into anything. Because they don't know how to reason their way around things. Because, it's too much work reading stuff. What about letters? Lots of people that can't read, don't know how to read, don't know how to comprehend what they're reading, and they'll never admit it, you'll never find out, because they're in their 50s, They just, that's all the information I'm going to get. I got it all when I was 19. That's enough for me. Plenty of those people around. Reading is fundamental, as they say. It unlocks everything you could possibly think about the world. Instead of just thinking about your own little self and your own little navel, you get to see the world through other people's eyes. Anyway, and it's National Daughters Day, which we also covered, which if you're not a daughter or you don't have a daughter, you probably know one, right?
So celebrate them.
That's right. So that's your stories for today. Those are your updates for today. And oh, wait, I'm not even done. There's 3 more things today. It's also Math Storytelling Day.
It's a chunked up day.
So, it's a lot of things today. It's 11 different things. It's also
not only do you want to tell stories through words, but you also want to tell stories through math. So today is just storytelling day, just in all the ways you can tell a story. 7, 8, 9,
And to go along with your dense breasts, it's also National Women's Health and Fitness Day. So those go together. And it's National One Hit Wonder Day. So Dexy's Midnight Runners and Zager and Evans and all them guys out there having a big old celebration. They're one hit.
Yeah.
So it's National One Hit Wonder. Those are actually now, I've gone through all 11 of them. 11 things it is today. All your days for today. September 25th, Michael Douglas's birthday. It is it is September 25th, 2024 on Before Your Lobster Quesadilla.
Hell yeah. Well, this will be Allison here from the Netherlands. Hope you guys have a weird and wacky Wednesday today. Do something weird. Go appreciate daughters out there and listen to your favorite one-hit wonder. Don't forget to subscribe to the Ally and Rog channel, because we need you to.
Right on.
So you won't miss tomorrow's Thursday 13 episode. If you turn on the notification bell, you'll even be notified in your notifications when we go live. And of course, like this video, tell us what your favorite day today is, and let's go to our mic drop moment.
All right.
Today,
Short one today, but doesn't mean it's not less important.
This was yesterday.
To ever be honored with a statue here in the Capitol.
They replaced. Every state gets 2 statues, and this is one of Arkansas's, replacing old racists
Yeah.
that they had to pull out.
Who embodied the American spirit in a way that few could. Of course, he was.
We covered this story a month ago or so, maybe 2 months.
Evidenced by the fact that more than 100 Cash family members are here with us today. That's pretty remarkable.
Long after I am gone, my great-great-grandchildren may wander this hall and come upon their forebear, and they may wonder what made this man so great that he was accorded the honor of standing here in bronze.
That's right, it's an honor
I
to
would
become a
tell them
statue.
these things. This man was a living redemption story. He encountered darkness and met it with love.
Hell yeah.
There were 2 things in which he was unbending and inflexible. One was his commitment to nonviolence in word and deed, both societal and personal. And the other
Pacifism.
was the daily choice he made. When in doubt, choose love. He said to us children many times in moments of conflict or anger, children,
they even had a little band
you can
play.
choose love or hate. I choose love.
Choose love. What a great message.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.